Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the 40%er mobile, the IS-7. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that a lot of newer players grind down the IS-7 line. It's not a bad tank at all. It's definitely a vehicle that has very bad penetration that newer players might struggle to use, but the major thing that you'll notice with a lot of players that do not understand how to use the IS-7 very well is they'll drive out in the open, which is unironically sometimes the correct way of using the tank. The side armor on the IS-7 is incredibly troll, and it doesn't matter how skilled you are, you can fire the most beautiful shell in the world, RNG will say F you, and your shell will go right into the black hole, never to be seen again. That's kind of how the IS-7's armor works. Because of that, it's an absolutely amazing tank for sometimes 40%ers just to get away with YOLOing. It can also be a terrible tank because its ammo rack is able to be destroyed if you hit it in the right spots, although the chances of that are very slim. The only vehicles that can really pose a threat are high penetration heat shells that vehicles like the YAG may carry, for example, the grill. Apart from that, it doesn't really matter too much. You need something with a lot of damage. In today's video, we're going to be playing the IS-7 like a poob. We're going to be YOLOing and seeing how it works out. And I'm not going to be, like, monkey YOLOing. There's a difference, and I've talked about this in the past. People sometimes don't fully understand. There's a difference between YOLOing and doing a smart push. YOLOing is when you just go in to kill yourself, and you don't think about what you're doing. Smart pushing as a form of YOLO is when you see what tanks you're up against, how you can counter them, and you play very aggressive against specific tanks in a way that you can help your team, maybe bleed a bit of health, and come out with a victory. That's kind of what you do in the IS-7 because, let's be real, the IS-7 is not a tank that farms damage. It's, even if you're trying to go for damage in it, it's just not meant for that. If you're the kind of player that tries to go for 3,500, 4,000 average damage in an IS-7, you're playing the tank wrong. You should be using it to support your team, to use the mobility and the hit points it has to play aggressive like you're going to see me doing here, and hopefully cause a bit of a distraction while getting a lot of bounces. That's what I would use this tank specifically for. Now, it's possible the enemy team, which it looks like they do, have 2 AFK. No, they don't have 2 AFK. They have 1 AFK tank. Interesting. Well, I'm going to try and get a shell into the YAG. There you go. Nice shot. Wow, that was a real exciting game, wasn't it, guys? I'm so glad that that 2 of the enemy tanks are already dead because 1 of them was AFK. The other one probably loaded into the battle incredibly late. Wow, that was fun! Yay! Wow, I love when Wargaming makes battles so boring. Alright, well, that's actually not Wargaming's fault. That's players' faults for pressing the battle button and then not doing anything. Alright, well, this is a good example of me playing very aggressive in the IS-7. I'm just going to go full aggressive mode here. And even though the VK-90 pens me, I was going to say I might be able to shoot him back, but that's actually a lie. I physically cannot pen that VK-90 anywhere. Now, the IS-7's armor is not good. Frontally, at least. Side armor-wise, it's very good, but if you use it frontally, you're not going to get too many bounces. However, as you can see, for example here, VK-72 gets a shell into me, and, well, now he's in a situation he probably doesn't want to be in all too much because we have plenty of DPM to rip into his vehicle. The VK-72 may have alpha, and it may have a lot of armor, but, well, it doesn't really matter when I've just got so much more DPM than him. There you go. VK-72 gets finished off. Now we got the enemy Type 71, who is also not too much of a threat. Type goes right through my armor, but again, I'm in an IS-7. I don't matter. I mean, we've just been pushing. We've already done 3,200 damage in this game. Now we're going to keep on going over here. Type 71 is chilling. He gets another pen into us, but once again, that doesn't matter at all to me. Type 71 overangles his hull armor, and we get a clearing. With that, we've already been able to deal 3,500 damage. You can see how using this tank, just aggressive, throwing my hit points away, has actually allowed me to do very well in the tank. Once again, E4 gets a shell right into me. I could care less. We've still been able to do pretty solid this battle. We've still got 240 health left, which means we can get a nice little ram and a bonk into the Progetto, max rolling him and dealing a whopping 800 damage in that combined little chunk there. Now, we're probably going to get killed, but who cares? We did so much damage in such a short amount of time this battle. It was a great way to showcase we're playing the IS-7, kind of like a monkey, YOLOing in, not really caring about my hit points, actually worked to get me 4,900 damage. I don't think we blocked anything, to be real. I legitimately do not think we bounced a single shell. No, we didn't. But that's kind of how the IS-7 works sometimes. Like, it works really well in some games. You'll get a lot of bounces. But only really on your side armor. Frontally, the IS-7 armor is not good. People think it is, it's not. You can cut right through the upper plate with the majority of standard shells, let alone heat shells. But the gun has decent damage per minute for what it is. It's got a nice alpha. Its accuracy is not the worst thing in the world. And the mobility is good. When you add all those things together, it allows the IS-7 to be quite an aggressive and competent tank. So here we are, battle number 2. We're going about 25 kilometers per hour uphill. Not the fastest. Actually, a fun fact, the Type 71 still has a better power to weight than the IS-7 and IS-4 when climbing uphill. So if you're ever planning on making comp strats for a map like Yukon, I would suggest to actually still stick with a vehicle like the Type over the IS-7, at least if you're trying to go for base cap advantage. Alright, well, the Centurion 71 is spotted. What do we have? We got an AIM-X50B, 60 TP Proto. There's the 4005, and we're going to see if we can get a very easy early game slap into him. Aiming, and bonk. Oh yeah, nice 531 tap. At this point, that 4005 has put himself in an absolutely awful position. Well, I was hoping we could do a bit more damage, but it looks like that is not capable to be happening because the 4005 played like a poob and died like a poob. Alright, well, once again, let's just play incredibly aggressive. Let's get behind the 60 TP. Ram him at full speed. Here we go. Oof, there you go. Nice 162 ram into his tank. And with that, now we're just going to face hug the 60 TP. Get a nice pen on his upper plate. There you go. Make sure he has a hard time betting us. Hello, 60. How are you doing, good sir? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Absolutely nice. And now we've got the enemy Type 71 off to the side. Let's aim in. Bonk. There you go. Nice 489 slap. Type 71 gets stuck on the VK-72. And with that, now he's in another awful situation and is dead. Once again, YOLOing in the IS-7 has worked great. We've already been able to clear the majority of heavy side. Now, to be fair, that 4005 was, let's be real, he was a bit special ed on his skill. But we're doing fine here. You can see the on-movement dispersion of the IS-7 is fine. We were able to get a nice bounce on our side armor, although that one was a bit more expected as that tank was at full speed on the move. Got the 50B right here. There you go. Nice slap into his tank. Nice shot. Can't complain all too much. We do get penned by him, but I still got 1,300 health left. I can't complain all too much at all. Let's aim it on the 704. That was Wargaming screwing me. Let's be real. That was not bad RNG. That was not anything that I could have controlled. That was Wargaming saying, you're not going to pen that shell because your name's Droodles Blitz. But there you go. Another great example of the armor doing its job when we need it to. Object 704 is going to shoot the VK, and the VK is going to get a nice little low love tap in. We get a nice ram ourselves, dealing another 800 damage there. And with that, I can guarantee we're over 3,000 damage. Yeah, 3,900 at this point. We're going to reload one more shell. We're not able to HE. Oh, no, we are able to get an HE out. AIM-X50B turns his tank at the last moment, allowing us to get a very nice shot in. And with that, all that's left is the enemy STB-1, who I would suspect the VK-72, as you can see, finishes off. There you have it. That is the IS-7, a vehicle that in a sheer matter of just YOLOing, we were able to deal 5,000 damage in 2 games. This is what the IS-7 is meant to do. It's not meant to be a hit point shield. It's not meant to slowly deal damage. You are meant to use your speed, your armor, and your gun to full speed into the enemy. Now, I should point out, as I said at the beginning of today's gameplay on Ghost Town, or whatever the map's called, you don't want to just YOLO in not knowing what you're doing. As stupid as this may sound, when I'm rushing players, when I'm YOLOing in like that, I'm obviously understanding the downsides and what's going to happen to me. I'm calculating in my mind what's good, what's bad. You need to do that. You can't just YOLO into an enemy team right at the beginning of the game, not knowing where their tank destroyers are, not knowing what's going on, and expect everything to go happy-dandy-do. You have to know what's going on, you need to pay attention, but if you do it just right, like that game there, you will do absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.